What up, you guys? I'm here with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about a very difficult topic for me to talk about, but I really feel like it needs to be said, and I really feel like I need to get this off my chest and say something. And I hope this helps someone and encourages someone to speak out about things like this. But I just want to say you're not alone. And it's been very clear about the things that's been happening in the YouTube community and in the gaming community as a whole that this needs to be talked about. And today I want to talk to you about abuse and what happens when someone gets abused and what how how that affects the person and how we can prevent it and what we can do to stop it. I'm going to tell my story and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I felt and what I did to cope with it. Well, my story is that I have several stories of sexual abuse and violence. I have a past history of violence in my life, in my childhood in general. And some of them really stick out to me, and some of them really don't. So I'm just going to tell my stories, and I hope this helps someone in the long run. So when I was in the first grade, I had an aide. She was very nice to me and very kind, very gentle. And I kind of felt in the beginning that there was something kind of off with her, but I didn't really know what it was. And so I tried to distance myself, but she gave me no reason not to trust her. So we became friends and we became very close friends, and to the point where I really thought that she was the only real person who really cared about me. And I thought we were going to be friends for a long time, or at the time I thought we were going to be friends forever. But then she became very hard on me, very strict in school, very pushy, affecting my social life, affecting me mentally, and eventually she started abusing me physically, affecting me physically. Like when I didn't do what she wanted, or when I would get something wrong and have a fit over it, she would be physical. It didn't happen a lot, but sometimes she just would. On a few occasions, she would. And then eventually, she ended up inviting me to her house, and then she groomed me, and then she basically raped me. And she raped me till from when I was about 7 till I was 10. And in the very end of our relationship, it was more of a forced like predator and child relationship, and we weren't really that close to friends anymore. And in the end, she had to leave because of an injury she had. So I was safe in the end. I didn't say anything for years, but then eventually I did say something, and it came out, and I also had to keep secrets of her doing things to other people. So eventually I did say something, and it wasn't public because I wasn't on YouTube at the time. And that's how I ended up in that situation. And another situation was, excuse me, and another situation I was put in was there was a boy at my school who 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 sought me out, and eventually he caught me and he pinned me down and he ended up raping me. And he raped me outside of the school, outside of the building, and outside on the side by the parking lot. And no one really could come out and help, but he did. He pinned me down and he raped me, and I never really got over it. And it was always in the back of my mind, and I, and I just couldn't get over it. And like it would always like weigh me down. Like every day going to school, it would weigh me down. And so I never said anything about that either. But but what ended up happening is that I tried to say something, but it didn't go down well. So instead, I just ended up not saying anything about that at all, because I tried to say something about another situation that had happened and it didn't go down well. So I ended up not saying anything at all. But recently, I have gone to the police, so that might have already been taken care of. But from the very beginning of my life, it's been very hard and very difficult because I had drug addicted parents and I was separated from my family. And I've always grown up thinking that nobody really cared or nobody really loved me and saw me for who I was. And recently, after coming out to my dad, he really wasn't very happy about it, and he said either I was going to be the way I was, or it's not going to be accepted. And he didn't say he wasn't going to love me anymore, but he didn't show the love and affection that I needed. So I really feel like I have been disowned by my family. I mean, I still have my brother, and me and my mom talk sometimes, but it's been very hard for me recently. But now that I have came out and I've been honest about everything, I feel like I'm a lot happier. And part of the reason I'm making this video is because I don't want my silence to cater to this happening to anyone else, and being the one who is silent and lets this stuff happen. And I've been raped on multiple occasions by a lot of people just because of my situation and what's been like my life. And I've always dealt with it, but whenever it comes out that someone else was abused or someone else has went through something, it's always like a punch a punch in the gut, because like I know how that feels and I know what that could do to a person. So I always try to help or be someone to listen to or talk to. But I feel like I can't really do that if I'm not being honest about what I've been through and what has happened to me. And I go through every day thinking that I'm less than or not as good because I went through what I went through, and I feel like it's all my fault. And I feel like whenever that happens to someone else, it's all my fault. But really, it's not. It's never your fault. It's never your fault. And I just, I'm grown now, so I know how to handle things and how to be a strong person. But I know when you're young and you don't know how to manage things, things get really hard. But sometimes, sometimes you just gotta know that it's okay to say something, and you're always worth it, and it's never your fault. And just to and just know that you can get help and people are there for you. And I've learned that therapy helps, and and being productive. Do something to help yourself by being happy. Sorry, my hips are really hurting. And that's another thing. I have a disability, and with my disability, the abuse has affected it tremendously. So, yeah, the abuse has affected my body tremendously, and it was a lot of pain to go through. So, just know that you can get, I'm in therapy now. Um, I've started YouTube. I have a husband, and I've been honest with myself. And I hope that this video it can help you or help someone else be honest about whatever has happened to them. And I hope you have a good day. Stay strong, play hard, and peace.